And we are live now. Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to our Dealer Masterclass, Season 3, Episode 3, Thinking Outside the Box. So what does it mean by thinking outside the box? So today's topic focus on conversions of leads to sale. So this is something that is very interesting topic for today, because all this while advertisements can able to generate leads, but there's always in car line or in sales 101, how do you convert from leads to sales? So as usual, for this season 3, we have our host here, our head of product strategy, Aaron Fu. Welcome, Aaron.
Hey guys, Calvin, I think you're the host. I'm the guest, right?
Yeah. All right. So, like I mentioned earlier, today's episode 3 will be thinking outside the box. So, yep, we will be sharing with you how can you create engagement with customer and discover how to sell more cars and close sales quicker. So, yeah, previous episode 2, we are talking about be creative. But what does it different by thinking outside the box? Well, it's totally different. So before we start this, let's talk about the problems. Okay, so during CMCO, car buyers can still visit dealership, but why are they not visiting? So, Aaron, what's your thoughts on this?
That's a pretty interesting question because I think we've gotten quite a number of feedback from a different amount of people saying that, you know what, nowadays people are quite skeptical to go see the car dealers. Scared got COVID and all that. But the big question we throw out is that, are people allowed to still go visit car dealers? They
Travel
still can, right?
restriction.
I mean,
Yeah. Some of,
yeah.
I mean, within region, I would still think states still okay. Yep.
Yep. As long as they don't go out of the Klang Valley, or if let's say you're in Penang, you travel within Penang, you're still allowed to go visit car dealers, right? So if you think about it, like if you're allowed to visit car dealers, then why is it that people are not visiting the car dealers? Or why is it that some people are afraid to visit the car dealers? That's where it gets a little bit interesting, because if you really think about it, like if today you want to buy something like you want to buy the new iPhone, iPhone 12, which just came out, right?
Yeah.
And if you want to buy the iPhone 12, you probably would go to the shop, check it out, test it in the machine store or something like that, play with it, you like it, then you buy it later. But why would you not go to the store if you want to buy something, right? So the thing about it is that if people are giving that excuse to say that I don't want to go to your shop, a bit scared, got COVID, and now it's not because that they don't want to go to your shop. It's just that they haven't got convinced to go to your shop yet, if that makes sense. If iPhone launch and then people are willing to go to the machine store, even though with COVID going to the shopping mall, they still can go to the shopping mall to buy the iPhone. I mean, people
in
are
a
still
way,
going out.
the pulling factor, if it's the thing is so nice, so interesting, you will find your way to get it, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's the main point, right? Like if you think about the whole pull factor for people to go to the dealership, it really comes into two main segments. The first segment is about the external part, where dealers, you play a very big important role in it. How do you build that trust with the car buyer? And then after that, there's an internal part where the person feels unsecure, and you need to make sure that the person feels safe to buy that car from you. So there are two parts you need to look at. One is the trust, and how do you make that person feel safe buying from you? So if you think about the trust factor, I think we spoke about trust quite a number of times last week and the week before that as well, that we need to build that relationship with the car buyer. And if we don't build that relationship with the car buyer, people don't trust you. And to buy a car, it's a high purchase item. You need to have that trust. And if you don't have that trust with the car buyer, chances are that people would walk away from it. So trust itself still goes back down to, how do you build that trust? Are you too pushy with the sale? Because if you push the person too early, then they'll probably walk away as well. Because imagine if you're interested to buy something, but then after that, somebody keeps pushing you to buy something. And then you feel like, don't want lah. I feel like I'm forced to buy something.
In a way, it's not establishing the trust. You're pushing in the trust.
Yeah, it's like imagine a girl. You let's say you want to go dating, and then there's a girl over there which you like, and then you just go chase her right away. She's going to be scared of you, ma. But if you like, hello, hi, my name is Aaron. I'd like to meet you
break
and be
it
nice
down
like that.
into stages, man.
Yeah, exactly. You need to break it down to stages, or else you're gonna hack sour it so much.
Yep.
So, so the first part, like trust is so important. Don't just jump right deep into it. We need to slowly build up that whole culture of wanting to trust you. And once they trust you, then they'll proceed with you. But then after that, the next part to this is the how do you get somebody to feel secure with you? Because if you think about COVID, it's something real right now because the numbers are very high in Klang Valley, especially. And if you were to completely ignore the fact that COVID exists and the consumer believes and the danger of COVID, there's going to be a mismatch there. But if you can assure the customer that, hey, I'm taking all the precaution I can to make sure that it's safe for you to come. So you can tell them things like, so we do regular sanitization, we keep social distancing. Even in the car itself, you can tell them how many times you wash the car a week or whatever it is, or you sanitize before and after every new test drive. So you need to reassure that the customer is safe. And it's something which it's not like you tell one time okay already. You need to tell again and again. It's like imagine today you want to take you want to learn how to drive, right? You cannot just straight away unless you're very professional in driving before that lah. Imagine the first time you want to drive, you just take the wheel and then there's nobody beside you. They'll feel very scared, right? But if there's somebody to guide you through it and tell you that, hey, you need to slow down your brake, slow down a bit. 冇踩咁快,慢慢 change your gear, 慢慢 release clutch. So somebody to guide you along the way to remind you what you've done right, and then you can reinforce that again and again. So same thing with COVID over here. To reassure someone, you really need to tell them again and again, what are you doing to make the environment safe for the user.
Safe,
So
to visit your dealership or showroom. Yeah, actually, to be surprised, right? I Lily also talking about this point, right, Aaron? I found out that certain dealerships start to provide this kind of precaution measurement, whereby they even to in their posting in their social media,
yes.
you know what the dealer did. A great example from them, which I was like a wow factor. Like all of the employee went for the swab test, and then they have the results back and everything, and then they share it out, telling all the consumer that the showrooms or employee have swab tests. I mean, done the swab test already. I was like, wow, it's a great effort. But they're trying to, this is what we are trying to say, is like thinking out of the box. Before we trying to give more ideas also, I believe that a lot of dealers try to be more unique also. But tonight, that what we mentioned, customers still going out, to be frank. No doubt, everyone understands that we can't deny pandemic has happened, CMCO has happened, and then we are restricted into areas. But people are still going out. So like we keep on going back to the topic, like what is the pull factor? So yeah, Aaron, talking about this, right, it's a good effort to take up this opportunity to share. Full employee swab test done. That's
I think that is pretty good.
Talking about. Yeah.
Like the description in the information section where we allow you guys to key in 7,000 characters, you can also key in that, hey, all your employees have been swab tested to be clean and COVID free, right? And if let's say you're doing some disinfectant for the car, you can also elaborate to them what kind of disinfectant you're doing for your car as well. So that at least they feel enough, they feel safe whenever they want to go. So whenever they say that, I scared to go to your car dealer, safe or not, you already tell them upfront that, hey, all these measures are taken. Because at the end of the day itself, like I think today, like this week, both of us was in Mid Valley this week, right? You look at the crowd in Mid Valley, there's still so many people out there in Mid Valley, right? Lunchtime, there's still so many people out there. And I think if you go to Mid Valley now, they got very nice decoration for Christmas in the middle over there. So as car dealers, as much as yes, COVID is there, look at Mid Valley. Even though COVID is hitting Mid Valley really bad, there's still people there. And Mid Valley is still taking the time to decorate the whole place nicely for Christmas as well. So for car dealers, you need to decorate your shop, your promotions, all your activity for Christmas this year end as well, because it's a fantastic time to sell cars. So
or even I mean like Christmas is I mean around the corner like next month. Even though Lily also we do share to, some ideas to our car dealers. For example, actually Deepawali. I mean we just passed
Right.
Deepawali, but it doesn't mean that Deepawali is only like 2 days or 3 days promo. Actually, we just I mean discuss with our car dealers whereby that you still can. I mean, continuing your Deepawali promotion in 2 weeks, right away before even December.
Oh yeah.
Now, actually, now 20. So like what we always want to share is like your promotions doesn't need to be 1 day or 2 day. You can have a time frame of 2 weeks or 3 weeks while you still in the hot season. So this is something that we also can share to our car dealers to work on this part.
Oh
Creative
yeah. I mean,
thinking out of the box,
the
duration on promotions. Yeah.
yeah, you're right. It's like I mean, Deepawali. The beauty about this year end is that we have Deepawali in November, then we have Christmas in December, and then we know this whole period, right, is the year end
Mm,
where people are really interested to buy the year end sale discount cars. So if you guys can actually stand out during this time, that's where you need to be able to grab them. But once again, to pull them to your showroom, you really need to think about how do you build trust with the user, at the
mm.
same time reassure them that it's safe to go out. Because at
Yep.
the end of the day itself, you think about it like that Mid Valley, we had cases in Mid Valley about in the machine store, right? Machine
Mm,
store, I think they announced twice already that the first time was a false alarm that they had a COVID case in the machine store. The
mm,
second time they announced was that they really had an employee there which had COVID. And but recently, I'm not sure if you got walked past by the machine store after the iPhone 12 launch. After the iPhone 12 launch, the machine store got long line outside of it. Like people were
mm,
queuing up to go see the iPhone 12. So if you can build that pull factor to get consumers to go to your
mm.
shop, that's where you get to really attract them. So hopefully that answers a bit of the question for it.
Yeah, right, great. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, talking about this is also a good example we can pick up from the machine store, whereby they are smart enough. They know CMCO is currently imposed, all right, and then what they try to like measure that the whole crowd coming in at the same time, they segmentize the slot. For example, dealer also can pick up this point whereby that you in throughout a day you can segment from 1 to 2 o'clock. 1 hour time, how many appointments that you guys can let people to come in?
Yes.
Customers will feel
Oh,
privileged at the
yeah.
same time. For example, only 20 or maybe 15 people for this 1 hour to test drive the car. In the other hour, you just keep on setting your appointments. So customers will know that, okay, we did this low traffic visiting showroom and or you've been scheduled, so you will feel more privileged or more
Wow,
safe.
like VIP.
Yeah. I mean, showroom visitation time slot, something new. So the dealers try to share with us. I mean, you guys can pick up this point as well. So customer feels that okay,
Right.
no doubt. Those days, you can go to the showroom anytime you want. But nowadays, with all these restrictions lah, with the amount of crowd lah, to avoid all these necessary things, try to build a schedule of visitation showroom. What 3 to 4 maximum 10 packs can visit the showroom and test the car. When the customers know that the time comes along, follow up. It's a great idea. I mean, the dealers start to share with us, and you also craft out some of the ideas, something new. Time slot for dealership visitations. Wow, something great to share about
Right.
tonight.
I think that is really great, man. If let's say
Mm,
I'm a customer and I want to visit a car dealer, I don't want to waste people time. I just want to go there and then I don't want to wait in queue or anything like that. And I want to make sure that the car dealer is free as well, right? So
mm,
if we can schedule a time like that, then I think it really does help both parties as well. And it
yep,
reassures the customer that, hey, I'm not there with a crowd of people. So,
yep.
and you
And
can
at the
assure me
same,
that, hey,
yep,
before I even visit the showroom, that you've already sanitized the car because
correct.
you've
That's
given me
what
that time slot.
correct. So this is all the prep work the dealers or the sales agent can prepare first beforehand. No, I mean this is something that there's something is unique compared to last time. Some of the dealers are doing it already, but those who haven't, like maybe can take up some of the points from here tonight. Right. So yeah. So moving forward, next questions. Aaron. But are consumers still the same after MCO and CMCO?
I think at the end of the day itself, Malaysia, we still need a car. Lah. We cannot run away without having a car. You still need to go to office. You still need to buy toy.
Mm,
You still need to go out. So Malaysia, we are not like Singapore where we got MRT, which is so convenient and the bus is always on time. Especially now, if you think about it, like public transport is something which a lot of people are afraid of taking as well because if what happens if the bus had somebody who had COVID, right? So people still need their cars. So at the end of the day itself, people are still buying cars. That's why I think last week we spoke about how X50 had a record high sale, Pro Duo had record high sale. All these cars are still getting so many people buying it because there's still a need for people to get from point A to point B in Malaysia. So car buyers are still going to be there. In fact, I think if anything at all, COVID was probably like it created this thing where people want to buy a car, but they cannot go out. So they all yan. It's like you cup, you yan, and then you suddenly rush out and you go buy, right? That's why we had those crazy numbers for Pro Duo and X50. And that's why right now, during this time, is a fantastic time to sell cars as well. So one is that consumers are still the same. They still want to buy a car. They still need a car. It's a necessity, not a want, right? So that's one thing. But in terms of consumer changing, I think there are a few things which the consumer would have changed. In terms of the money-wise, people are a lot more calculative now, especially for those people who have gotten a pay cut or they've gotten, some people may have lost their job. Money is always going to be something which
I wouldn't say
always be thinking about.
calculative. I would say spend wisely.
Yeah, you're right. That's a good way to put it. Spend wisely, because it's like right now, if you, even for me, when you ask me like, hey, go out for lunch, what do you want to eat for lunch? I'll be like, okay lah, whatever is cheap and nearby, then okay lah. But the thing about it is that cars are not cheap, right? And people, I'm not sure if I've spoken it on this platform yet before, but people do not look at buying things because it is cheap. People find value in items. That's why they buy it. That's why X50 can sell, even though it's 100,000 ringgit, but people still buy the X50 because, well, X50 itself is, they see the value in X50, so they are willing to buy an X50. But part of this itself, right? This is where when you're talking about a used car dealer or recon car dealer or even new car dealer, it's very important to show the user what value your car is. And one way you can do that is by helping them break down the value you're giving them. So for example, in terms of the discount you're giving to your customer, right? How much discount you're giving them and how much is really going to save them in the bigger picture, right? So we always say that, hey, we're giving you this amount of discount, but at the end of the day itself, when you pay your down payment, when you pay your deposit, your monthly installment for your car, how much does it break down into? Show them that calculation, because nowadays people need to count. They're a bit more calculative, and part of it, they're spending their money more wisely. So one is that they're more spending your money wisely. So we need to be able to show them that, hey, whatever we're giving you is actually helping you save more money. So it could be from the discounts, the promotion. So let's say, for example, the tinting already covered, boss. So when you get this car, you don't need to worry about, hey, spend more money on tinting. We already give you the free tinting there. So you reassure them once again that, hey, in terms of money-wise, don't you worry. This is what you're getting, and it's clear as day. So you don't need to worry about adding extra costs on top of it. So that's one. They are a little bit more, they're spending their money more wisely in a way. Two is that right now, I think people have a lot of things in their mind. So they all are thinking about a lot of things right now. This has good and bad things. Good is that they're thinking a lot of things. They could be also thinking about cars. Bad is that they have a lot of things to worry about. Like, for example, as a parent, previously, when I want to buy a car, I'll think about buying a car because I want to be able to fit my kid inside. Now, with COVID here around, I'm thinking about buying a car, and I need to make sure that it's safe, it's clean, and there's so many other factors over there, like
maintenance, and also as what we're talking about tonight, spending wisely. I think the point that everyone's quite concerning now is the monthly installment. So I mean, for example, like if our dealers or sales agents, you can provide more information when they're already at your showroom, or even before that, you can give a rough calculations how much this car come out 3 options. with a down payment of this much, what is your monthly installment? Option 2, with this down payment, what is other lower monthly installment, and then subsequent for others down payment as well. So come out a couple of options, or else, right, because we all understand that every consumer will have a different income group.
Yeah.
So some loans doesn't apply to everyone. So some people will be able to fork up additionals like down payment, because if we didn't make consumers always have one thing also. Can I have like zero down payment and have full loan? So no doubt, all this is, I would say that the majority consumer want this way to do it. Why not, right? But from a dealer perspective or based on experience, in order to get the loan approved easier or higher chances, the dealer should give the options, option 1, 2, and 3. Not always full loan. If you have able to come up a down payment of 3,000 for example, for the used car or recon, or maybe 15,000 as a down payment for a recon car, monthly, how much do you need? So work out the simulations, option 1, option 2, or option 3, give it to the consumer. Because we also get some feedback from the consumer point, whereby whenever talk about the breakdown, dealer did give down payment, but it's only one option. So the suggestions over here is more options. Option 1, option 2, and option 3. Yeah. So no doubt there will be a lot of
quite interesting because
Aaron?
Sorry, just a little bit I think right now, right, in terms of when you break it down to different options, it also gives the customer that opportunity to explore more options, because I think today itself, I know a lot of times people might think that some people, they might just want to take 50% loan, 70% loan. I just want to give them 90% loan, right? You can also talk to them and understand their situation as well, because a lot of times in this situation, people want cash flow. So they part of having the cash flow itself, maybe they want to take a higher
option
amount of
3,
loan. So maybe option 3 itself. So we need to have that discussion with them so that we understand where they're coming from and do they need that cash at hand or not. If they feel like right now they are still very comfortable and they could use 50% loan, then okay lah. But when we give that option, then they feel like, 我有得揀喎. And because 我有得揀, 我有選擇, and I can choose which one is right for me. So you're saying something about bank just now.
Yeah, I mean, besides, definitely bank will have a different criteria nowadays to approve the higher purchase. So that being said, each and every one qualification is always based on their income first of all, and also the down payment and the monthly installment that they can afford to pay. So in order to get higher chances for your loan application to approve, so when you give the options to the consumer, so consumer will think that, actually, if I would have to pay 5,000 or 10,000 down payment, my loan get approval rate higher. So sometimes it will open up a way for the consumer to think that, why not I save up a bit more? Or maybe I find a way to have this down payment. So from there, you might not lose your customer right away there and then. You can still following up, because some dealers also share with us, whereby that he's been following up this customer for 6 months. Customer, the whole trust that the dealer and the buyer been building, the great service, customers really want the car. And so happened the dealer sold the car in the second month already. But the dealer still know that what kind of car, budget, monthly installment, and these customers are capable of. So they work out the down payment and everything. 6 months, customer get a car from this dealer, but it's a different car. But the relationship that been built, the trust, like we mentioned earlier. So customers really save up. Yeah, he save up to 10,000 down payment from looking at the zero down payment. Yeah, so customer also realize, try his way, save it up, boom, 10,000 down payment, and then really can get a car, and the loan just approved just like that. So it takes the dealer 6 months. No doubt, not selling the same car, but the relationship able to pull the customer for 6 months.
Wow,
great example.
You chase after the girl for so long, finally can get the girl. Wow.
If I were to have to buy something and I get this kind of service relationship built between me and the seller, right?
Yeah.
I'll definitely stick to it. I definitely will stick to it. Yeah.
Yeah. If you trust that dealer already, and throughout the whole journey, you know that, hey, this person has been helping me understand what I need all this while, and when so happily a car comes out which matches my need, and I saved up enough money for the down payment, so it's like all the stars come in line and like, okay lah, buy lah. Yeah. So I think that's a very good thing.
Yep, and also the last thing, when we're talking about today's topic, how do we convert leads to sales? I mean, there's one example that which I did some research lately.
Yep.
So, like something we call it leveraging videos through email and WhatsApp. So, there's a lot of video we've been talking about for the past episode and everything. But
Yep.
how do we do it? So, the first thing I would like to mention is when you receive an online leads, send them a video of your showroom, introduce your team, and
Ah.
thanking them for their interest. So this is the first introduction first, because we do have video in the listing, but majority videos will be talking about the car pass by, some slideshow and everything. But video also come in a lot of form of like pooling factor. So if the customer send you a WhatsApp today, if the salesperson is to better engagement, right? Make a video first beforehand, share across your showroom, sanitized, fully done, for the past 30 years, been operating at these locations. The first welcome video, speak everything. Then let's schedule an appointment, come over. Because a lot of times that you will be replying through WhatsApp, but WhatsApp and SMS, you can't able to gauge what the customer's thinking. So this is something that
Yeah.
we could share. And also the last point, hopefully not taking a lot of time for tonight. The last point that we really want to share is that managers can follow up on videos before even purchase. So how does that work? As a dealership manager, you can check with your client after they interact with your employees, your staff, a follow up. So I believe that some of the dealers currently are doing it. They have the team lead, the senior manager. So whatever customers that already pay visit to the showrooms, right? The manager follow up with a video or a voice call to say that how's the experience. If anything, you can always you can still continue to deal with my salesperson, but anything you can always come back to me. So this is the assurance, the trust the dealership are building it now. I would say all of this is definitely think out of the box ideas. What do
Yeah,
you
I
think,
think those
Aaron?
are
Yeah.
things which really is applicable right now, especially when you're talking about the year end time where people are buying cars and you really want to pull them over. It's really at the end of the day itself, it's building that connection with the consumer, the car buyer, building that trust, and slowly as we build that trust itself, we can gradually get them to come over. So remember, if a customer is coming up and saying that, hey, you know what, I I don't dare to come to your showroom because COVID, chances are it's an excuse because they don't feel safe to go to your showroom.
Mm,
So we need to provide them the pool. Always remember the Apple shop when iPhone 12 come out.
yeah.
They are still going to look for the iPhone 12. So if they can look for iPhone 12, I'm pretty sure they can also look for cars. And in the
Mm,
previous episode, we also spoke about how the demand for cars are still there. People are still looking for cars. And that's not a research we did. It's actually a research done by a research company. So it's so important. Remember, at this time, the year end, it's a fantastic time to sell cars. And we just need to pull them in. And once we pull them in, then we can start working on building that trust and relationship with them. Yeah.
Yep. So and also to continue back on the video also, beside the greeting, beside the history and
Right.
everything, try to have some unique videos. Unique video in a legit way,
Oh,
in a
yes.
creative way. What I'm trying to say is like, try to introduce about this car. For example, this cars already have fully refurbished, a coat of layer of paint, 4 new tires, engine oil and everything. All the refurbishment for used car segment, for example, or recon. What are things that you have done already? Get someone to be in front of the camera. If you don't want to do live, it doesn't matter. But just record a video. Record a video and introducing about the whole car. What have you done to it? I believe that there will be much more pulling factor, because definitely discounted price is always one thing. It's always price war. But what makes it different,
Yeah.
thing out of the box, is how do you market your car through a video by just like maximize, after you get a connection, get the list ready, establish the communications ready, follow up with a video about the car. Not like those, this car is fast. No, not all those kind of catalog pitching anymore. More towards to that car, what really happened to that car. So this is what the pulling factor will drive more, opportunity for customer to visit your showroom. So yeah, Aaron.
Wow.
So
I do agree with that, lah. Like, I mean, today itself, we have so many videos out there, and it's very generic things, and it's like even when you talk about photos, right? When a car buyer looks at car photos, and if you use those stock photos, those photos with the white color background, it's like so pretty. What we notice is that consumer actually prefer those normal photo which you just take at your showroom, and it feels more original and natural. So the main thing here is that even when you're taking that video, right, it's not about being perfect. You don't need to make sure that everything is nice, but you need to be able to share your opinion about the car. So what is new about the car? You modify what already, or what are some of the features which this car have, or you can even in that video talk about your own opinion about the car, because you're the expert of the car, ma. You know that car better than the consumer, ma. So share your opinion about the car, and you can tell them why this car should be a purchase for them as well. So what you mentioned is absolutely right. I do agree 100% with that.
All right. So yeah, I mean, let's have, take this opportunity, and we wish our car dealers and sales agent, let's work together. Come back to us, to Carlis.mind, speak with us, account manager, account executive, and telesales team. Speak with us. What kind of promo that you guys want to continue to do in the duration, in a period of 2 weeks or 3 weeks, or what kind of things that you plan to do it. We can help you guys to, create more unique descriptions and wordings. But at the end of the day, it still depends on each dealer unique way of selling. So to open up to us, and then like tonight, what we have shared, there's a few pointers that you guys might be taking it up. So maybe, and we hope that you were able to help you guys to sell more cars. All right. So as we mentioned, leads to sales is very important. The trust, the trust, the relationship that build along is very crucial, and at the same time also follow up is very important as well. So that's all for tonight. So please stay tuned for next week, same time and same place, as we have a special guest to talk about cash flow and on board. So we know times are very tough, as much as it's important to push out more cars as far as we can. Cash flow is also very important, and we got a special guest to share with you all for it by next week. So what are your last message for our audience tonight, Aaron?
Well, I think really push your ads out there right now. This is the time to sell your cars. So remember that you have an account manager to help you out in any need. So if you need any help, you want to find out ideas about selling your car, or you want to find out how can we use our product to help you sell your cars even better, please do check with your account managers. They are there to help you.
All right. So that's all for tonight. Thanks, everyone. Have a great evening, and we will see you next Friday, same time. Bye-bye.
Ciao.